What's up, wrestling fans? Welcome to episode 177 of Smack Talk, presented by SmarkOutMoment.com. I'm Tony Mango, your host of the panel, and joining me on the mic for this episode is Sean Walker.
I don't want to be here.
Stephen Wago.
177.
177. And Mike Payton.
I don't want Sean to be here either.
I want to do a Miguel and break my neck.
Oh, then you're going to die. We don't want that to happen.
Or I could be a vegetable in a wheelchair and blow into a little hole that makes my wheelchair move. Or be the puppet guy from one episode of Raw.
You're a little dark tonight, aren't you, Sean?
This episode got off to a fucking horrible start.
Jeez. So, we're not going to be talking about vegetables for this whole episode. Instead, our two main events are going to be Superstar Scores AJ Lee. And since we don't have the Fantasy League, I bumped up the mailbag for this week. Woo! So that's going to be our final part.
Oh, God, we got to read mail from these weirdos.
Now, Tony's going to read it, then you're going to answer an answer.
We've got hot
I love
tags
you guys, really.
coming up in part 2, wrestle in part 3, and right now we are in part 1, which means it's time for the wrestling trivia question of the week, otherwise known as the Ask Him. For those who don't know, it consists of 2 different questions, one to the panel, one to the audience, and they tie in together in some fashion. Last week's question to the panel was, name the superstar who wrestled in 2 WWE World Heavyweight Championship matches in both back-to-back WrestleMania events. That was Yokozuna at WrestleMania 9 and 10, because he wrestled Bret Hart and Hulk Hogan at WrestleMania 9, and Luger and Bret at WrestleMania 10. So, the question to the audience was, name the superstar who has had the most in-ring time at a single WrestleMania other than Shawn Michaels or Bret Hart, because that would pretty much be, an easy thing, the Iron Man match. The answer to that was Daniel Bryan. His 2 WrestleMania matches at WrestleMania 30 ended up being somewhere in like the upper 40-something minute range, and that puts him above everybody else. So, Peter guessed the Iron Man match that's, rolled out. Mora Supremo says, I will say Savage or Undertaker because I don't know how fucked this question is, if it is an okay, fuck you, or a haha Tony Mango question. Fuck Silent Wind of Doom. And Lanny Poffo, and you, Tony. So now Silent Wind of Doom is getting mixed in there. Mora Supremo.
I love you.
Rosa Show says, I'd have to say Triple H, actually no reason, just because. Watchman King says, let's go with Savage, and fuck Virgil. We're going to add Virgil into the mix here.
Yeah, I like this new campaign. Fuck Virgil.
Yeah, fuck Virgil. Fuck Virgil, fuck Lanny Poffo, and especially fuck Silent Wind of Doom.
I'm pretty sure that Life fucked Virgil. Like, really badly. Is he still doing that whole Grand Central stuff?
I think he just walks around with that fucking Virgil Superstar sign and puts it wherever he can.
We should do a Superstar Scores edition of Virgil one time.
I'd be okay with that, but he'll probably message you asking for $20.
Jamie O'Halloran says Daniel Bryan, gets that correct. Silent Wind of Doom says, okay, I'm actually gonna use my knowledge of wrestling and say that it was Randy Savage based on him winning the tournament. Was it at WrestleMania 4? No, those matches actually weren't that long, so that's deceiving. Or it could be his opponent, since it's fucking Tony. For all I know, it's going to be friggin' referee. Oh, that would have been funny if I would have caught that. Oh, man, I didn't think about that. If either of those is true, I hope your doctor, nurse, and morgue technician are all Lanny Poffo. I'm going to let the Undertaker still be your Undertaker. I'm not going to mess with that guy. You want to tell him you gave his job to Lanny Poffo?
He has a point.
That's true. If it's a more normal answer, I'm just going to tell the Undertaker you gave his job to Lanny Poffo. So let's see what happens when you tell Undertaker that. Mike McCormick, winner of that most recent contest, says, I can imagine the genius as a doctor just taking notes on his scroll and cartwheeling around the office through the hallways, giving people their diagnosis in poem form. I want to see that. Classic gimmick, fuck Lanny Poffo, though. Also, sick question again, Tony. Good health and good wishes. I think the longest WrestleMania match was the Triple Threat match, so I guess the answer would be either Triple H, Foley, Big Show, or The Rock. Nope. And finally, Johnny Cathway says, I'm going to say Undertaker just for shits and giggles because he wrestled in 23 different Manias. And Tony Mango, I hope your fantasy league team for this year is buried to all hell by Tensai and Lanny Poffo. There's some kind of weird tag team going on with Tensai and Poffo. Something's going to happen there. I don't know. So the question this week to the panel, we're going to keep these Extreme Rules themed. What type of match has taken place the most at Extreme Rules?
Cage.
Nope.
An Extreme Rules match?
Nope.
Ambulance.
A singles match.
Yep, a singles match. A non-gimmick match has had more matches at Extreme Rules than anything else. Isn't that stupid? 7 of them. On the pay-per-view that's supposed to be all matches are Extreme Rules. So that's kind of a fuck you that WWE does. But on the opposite end of the spectrum, the question to the audience, what type of gimmick stipulation match has taken place the most at Extreme Rules? And I'm already going to help you guys out with one thing. They do classify Extreme Rules as being different. They have had Extreme Rules matches, no countout / no DQ matches, no holds barred, triple threat hardcore matches, and street fights.
What about a barroom brawl?
They haven't had any of them at Extreme Rules. They haven't had a Belfast brawl either. They haven't had a Boiler Room brawl either. They haven't had any brawls, actually, I don't think. But, so, already the number one answer that probably most people would have guessed, the Extreme Rules match. If you're going to guess that, that is just Extreme Rules match, none of the other kind of stuff. Which, by the way, I'm already going to tell you another thing. It's not Extreme Makeover match. Can't believe they had that shit. So, if you think you know the answer or you just want to take a guess, then leave a comment below or send a tweet at SmarkOutMoment with the hashtag AskHim. And next episode, we'll tell you who gets it right, gets it wrong, the answer, and everything else like that. We're going to continue on here with the hot tags in part 2, so stay tuned. Click on the next video. We will be right back.